Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I want to talk to you guys about why I decided to close my Etsy store and possibly why you should consider closing yours too. So I want to start by saying my intentions are not to bash Etsy or anyone that uses Etsy. I used Etsy for over a year and I've just decided that it's not for me and I can do much better on my own. So before I jump into the list of reasons as to why you should consider closing your Etsy store, I want to give you guys a little background onto what led to my decision. So like I said, I've had Etsy for over a year now, and basically I was already considering closing my shop on Etsy, but there was like one final straw that just did it for me, and I don't think I'm going to regret it. So the final straw for me was when my Etsy account got hacked and all chaos broke loose. Basically, I had someone hack an old email account that I don't even use anymore, but my Etsy account was linked to that email account, so they were able to gain access to my Etsy shop, and this person decided to make multiple high dollar purchases under my shop account. When I looked into the details of these purchases, I noticed that it lists the last four numbers of the card number, and the last four numbers on that card number were not any of my cards. So I'm not sure whose card they were using, but I did report it to Etsy so that maybe they could look into what the full card number is and the name on that card and notify that person and all that. But basically they made 4 very high dollar purchases from sellers that sell furniture for like thousands of dollars. So that was really fun to take care of. Luckily, I sign on my Etsy account multiple times a day, so I noticed it very quickly and I was able to contact those shop owners. I apologized to those shop owners for the inconvenience and explain the situation, that I did not make these purchases and I needed to cancel them before they were out money and started on my orders. So after I contacted the shop owners, I went to that email account and closed that entire email account. I changed my email and my password on Etsy and all of my other accounts just to be safe. I wasn't sure if anything else was linked to that email account as well, so I went ahead and changed everything. And just to be safe, I went ahead and called all of my banks and let them know of the fraudulent activity, even though it wasn't on my cards, just in case they got any information off of my email. With all that being said, I also made 2 separate reports to Etsy and had very little to no help or response from them. So basically there's a section on Etsy where you can contact them and it basically just sends them an email. But I made a report that my account was hacked and I told them the entire thing. I included the order numbers, the amount spent, the shops that were involved, last 4 digits of card number that was involved. I sent them screenshots of everything and I printed out everything from my records just to be safe. I waited a week and I didn't hear anything from them. I didn't get an email, a notification on my Etsy shop, nothing. So I went ahead and filed a second report just to be safe that they got all the information. And since that first report had some messages from the shop owners that were involved, so I wanted to just give them an update and show them that everything was taken care of on our end. Shortly after I filed that second report, within that second week window, my account got suspended. I had no email telling me that my account was suspended or why it was suspended. I just happened to log on and noticed that all of my listings were deactivated. I couldn't sell anything. I couldn't access my messages. So that was just really irritating. It took them over a month to send me 1 email back. I was constantly checking my shop daily. I was emailing them, trying to get in contact with them, checking on the report status. So I was just kind of in shock that they didn't show any concern towards me or the shop owners that were involved. So that really just left a bad taste in my mouth. It wasn't until after it had been over a month that I finally got a response back, and it was just an automated message saying, hey, this is possibly why your account was suspended. And it just listed all their policies as to why they can suspend your account. So there was nothing on there that said, oh, hey, this is why we suspended your account. This is what you can do to fix it. There was nothing like that. And at like the bottom of the email, it said, If you've already resolved your issue, like great. If you haven't, respond to this email. So after reading that email, it just confirmed that they didn't read any of the emails I had sent them or any of the reports that I had filed. And they clearly did not care about my shop or any of the other shops that were involved. So it was about the 2-month mark when I finally got an actual person email me back. And they basically just said, oh yeah, this is why your account suspended, which was because of the suspicious, like fraudulent activity. We've lifted your suspension. It took them 2 months to figure that out. If I was someone that I solely relied on Etsy, that's 2 months of orders that I couldn't complete for people. Now, luckily, I don't rely on Etsy. When I first got started, Etsy was really the only thing I did. But now I have other income streams, including my own website where I get the majority of my sales. So luckily I wasn't dependent off of that. It just made me think about all the people that do rely on the Etsy orders. And what if that's their only source of income and it took you guys 2 months to respond to a report or the countless emails that I sent. So for me, that was like the final straw. I really just did not like their customer service or how they handled that entire scenario. And after that, I did a lot of research on blogs and other YouTube videos of people quitting their Etsy, why they quit their Etsy. There are so many people out there that are so unhappy with Etsy. It is unreal. A lot of people quit solely because of all the policy changes that they're constantly making, and others quit because they had similar problems like I did. So that was a huge eye-opener for me that just kind of sealed the deal, and I decided to close my Etsy account. Luckily, I already had a website that was established, and I get almost all of my orders on my website now. So that was a very easy transition for me. I cannot imagine solely relying on my Etsy income and then waking up one day and then not having access to anything and then having to start completely over by creating my own website or selling on some other platform. So now I'm going to list the facts about Etsy, including some of their policies and fees, along with some pros and cons of having your own Etsy shop. So some of the pros about being on the Etsy platform is it's a well-known marketplace. I have shopped on Etsy long before I was a seller on Etsy. It was very well known to me, to my family, to my friends. It was a place that you could go and search for a unique gift or a handmade product, or if you're really into shopping from small businesses like I am, that was just the place to go to support other small business owners. Another pro to having an Etsy account is they will bring you sales. So even if you don't do anything after posting your products, you don't do any marketing, you don't pay for any ads, you aren't sharing your Etsy shop with anyone that you know on any of your social media pages or your friends or family or whatever, they will bring an audience to you because it is a well-known platform and they run ads on Google. So they will bring people to your shop. So other than it being a well-known platform and that they bring customers to you, I don't really have any other pros about Etsy. So let's jump into the cons. So number one, without any explaining, they can shut down your shop at any time without any warning or reason. Another huge con to Etsy is you have little to no control over your shop. You can't control what your shop looks like, you can't customize it, you can't opt out of any of their policies, and they basically punish you if you are not doing what they are recommending. For example, they really like when you have free shipping on your shop. So if your shop can't afford free shipping, you come up way later in the search results, which to me just isn't fair. So another big con for me was that they list your competitors right on your profile. So if someone were searching car freshies on Etsy and they happen to click on one of mine, they list your competitors right under your listing. So with that being said, there is a ton of competition on Etsy. You can literally type anything in on Etsy and there are a ton of sellers for that product. So if you are not an established seller and you are not killing it, you will come up low in the search results and your sales are not going to improve. So as I said before in my backstory, another con is that their customer service was absolutely terrible and there's no excuse for it. I don't care how big your company is, it should be all about customer service, especially when Etsy would not make any money if it wasn't for the sellers on the platform, period. So to me, if you don't respect your sellers enough to answer an email or help them with any problems that they're having or back them up when there's an issue between a seller and a customer, why would you want to be a part of a company that you are just a number two? You are just bringing them in money and they don't care about you or your shop's growth. Another huge con that every Etsy seller has struggled with or still struggles with is fighting against the algorithm to come up in the search results. If you've just been on Etsy for a long time and you've made a ton of sales and you have a ton of reviews, you're going to come up higher in the search results. But for the people that are just starting out, they have no sales, no reviews, nothing, they're going to come up dead last in the search results. And it's really hard to make a sale and get higher in the search results if you don't even get a chance to show off your products. And lastly, the biggest con of all is the cost to run an Etsy shop and the fees that are included in that cost. So in order to list an item on Etsy, you are going to be charged a couple of fees. The first fee includes the listing fee. You will be charged a flat rate fee of 20 cents per item that you list on Etsy. Now, if you make a sale on Etsy, there is going to be a transaction fee. So anytime you sell an item, it's going to take not only the subtotal of your item, it's going to include the shipping cost in that item, and it's going to charge 5% of what your total was and the shipping cost. So add your total and your shipping together, they're going to take 5% of that transaction. Now, the third fee that they charge you is the payment processing fee, which is 3%, and an additional 25 cents for whatever reason. Now let's add all this up. So if you sell one item on Etsy, 8% of that total is going to go to Etsy, plus the 20 cents for the listing fee, plus the 25 cents per order that they take for the payment processing. Now, I don't know about you guys, 8% may not sound like a lot, but it does add up. So now that I've talked about all the fees, I want to quickly go over just a few of their policies that will affect you as a shop owner. So the first thing that I'm going to talk about is something that affects every single Etsy seller, and depending on what you choose to do, could really impact your shop sales. So if you haven't guessed it already, I'm referring to the shipping. So if you offer free shipping, Etsy is going to rank you higher in the search results. But it's twofold, because if you decide to offer free shipping on your listings to come up higher in the search results, and you charge more on your product to make up for the cost of shipping so that you are not out money, your cost goes up and you may not be as competitively priced as you once were, because there is someone out there that is making the same item as you for cheaper. But on the other hand, if you choose to not offer free shipping and your item cost may be less than someone else's because they included shipping in their cost, you're going to come up lower in the search results and you may not even get a chance to make that sale. Another policy that I want to quickly discuss is the off-site ads that started this past May. So if you have made $10,000 on Etsy, you are automatically enrolled. You cannot control being in this. But if you've made less than this, you can choose whether you participate or not. But as I said before, typically if you don't abide by their policies, your shop gets punished in the search results. And this is no different. So as I briefly mentioned earlier, because Etsy is a well-established marketplace platform and they bring the customers to you, they pay money to put ads on Google. So if someone were to type in skyline oil paintings on Google, chances are you will see Etsy pop up on that first page somewhere. In which case, if someone clicks on the Etsy ad that lists your item and they make a purchase within 30 days on your shop because they clicked on that listing, you will be charged an additional 15% fee to Etsy. So it just blows my mind how much Etsy has gone up as far as fees, and all their policies are constantly changing to obviously benefit them and screw over their sellers. So I definitely see a lot more people leaving Etsy, and I can't say I blame them because I'm joining that bandwagon. So hopefully I shed a little light on the subject for you guys, and I can help make your decision a little bit easier whether you decide to stay or go. Like I said before, no hate on anyone that uses Etsy. I used it for a while to get started, but I think I am well past that point and I will be better off without them. And why would I continue to let a major company charge me fees and change their policies that don't benefit me at all when I can make those sales on my own and I'm not splitting my hard-earned money with a company that clearly doesn't care about me? So if you guys want to see more content like this, or if you have any questions, just drop a comment below for me. If you like this video, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up, and don't forget to click that subscribe button so you don't miss out on any other tutorials or tips and tricks for your small business.